Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we're here in the beautiful Celina Spleefnasium, and this is the 97th regular season MLS game between at-home Celina and visiting Cactus River. This will be a doubleheader unlike our last series. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, and the traditional shadow point start is coming, and we're off. Beautiful setting here in Celina. Looks like Celina is going to be making the first offensive moves. The trench is not all the way yet. But, as always, the trench is coming. The trench has been entrenched in the minds of MLS players and viewers since the Celina City State of Shadow Point series, which was the first televised series of MLS Season 4. Both players seem to be jumping towards each other, or both players seem to be actively seeing each other out. The ice sheet has been separated into several quadrants, none of them even, and they're very jaggedy.
I fell in after
I
you
do-
hit the ground, I think.
Yeah,
But-
I think Vicky.
Well, I do believe since both of them went in, that would count as a tie.
We go by first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll
the rules
concede
are
the point.
okay. So the score goes to 0-1 here in Celina. I'm quite the fool. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Yeah.
They're both ready. The shadow point start comes. We're off. And the trench is starting to be dug between the southwest and northeast corners. A new trench is being dug between the center and the northwest corner. Both players seem to be seeking each other out. And the trench is now extended all the way down to the southern end of the field. Now up to the northwestern corner. And Skyjumper Talon has fallen into the pit, bringing the score to 1-1 here in Celina. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? They are both ready. We're off. If this was Family Guy, we would be off on the road to Rhode Island, the home of that old campus swing. Looks like some snowballs are starting to be thrown just by Skyjumper Talon. The field has been separated into very, very uneven thirds. Skyjumper Talon and Vicky Tori are on opposite sides of the field. We seem to be in standoff here in Celina. Oh, and that is another point for Celina. Skyjumper Talon for Cactus River has fallen into the pit. The field's reset. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? They're both ready. Let's go. The traditional shadow point start. Looks like more trench digging, but not just yet. Now we have the trench digging. The trenches extend from the center portion of the field to the eastern portion of the field, now extending all the way. Vicky Tori has inherited the very much smaller side of the field. Skyjumper Talon is feeling very comfortable on the larger ice sheet. The save is starting, bringing pain and misery to everybody who is interested and everybody who's on the MRT server. Thank you, Minecraft 1.15. The save's over now. Well, it's not, but I don't believe you can hear our producer, not Short925, but he just said, and I will repeat, my MLS on MBN is brought to you by Minecraft 1.15's incredibly poor performance. Why, thank you, Mojang, you Nordic people. I don't know where I'm going with that, but in any case, firstly, Mojang needs to step their game up, and secondly, a very close call for both teams. The field is almost obliterated. Skyjumper Talon is on the smaller ice sheet. Skyjumper Talon is actively seeking out Vicky Posa, and it would be a smart move to intentionally island. We're in another standoff here. I'd like to clarify that when I meant Nordic people, I meant that as a joke. I'm not using that as any sort of slur. I'm just saying, Mojang, please get your act together. Not the MRT service Mojang, but the good people at the Mojang company. Well, now Mojang Studios, thanks to the latest rebrand by Microsoft. Yes, thank you, Bill Gates. And of course, you can't hear our producer, but okay, so some intentional island, and well, actually, they fell in as a tie, and I'm calling that a tie, whether you like it or not. Our producer, NotShort925, is saying that the line, MLS and MBN is brought to you by 1.15's poor performance, is brought to you by. It's not brought to you by anything that doesn't make sense. It was first featured on Volpe Snapshot Review, which is a MBS program. MBS, the MRT's broadcasting system. MBN, of course, being the MRT's broadcasting network. The Shadowpoint start is ready, and they're off. Our producer, NotShort925, who cannot be heard due to technical difficulties, is saying that MBN has broadcasted more MLS games than MBS. MBN, the MRT's broadcasting network. MBN, in taped color. MBN, we're here later, but we do more. The snowballs are, MBN, not so live in color. The snowballs have been flinging here in Celina. A trench is running from the field goal post, if this was football, to the northeastern corner of the field. Our producer, NotShort925, is saying that the door. Oh, never mind. The score goes to 3-1 as Skyjumper Talon has fallen into the pit, bringing match point, a guck moment, G-U-C-K, guck,
Yep.
to Celina. Very interesting game here. Please signal if you're ready. I do believe that G-U-C-C will be the new thick. They're both ready. Skyjumper Talon's calling for a comeback moment. Let's see if that jinxes him. We're off on the road to Rhode Island. That's the second time I've made a road to Rhode Island joke, and I stand by it. Oh, and Skyjumper Talon has fallen into the pit, bringing the score to 4-1 and giving the game to Celina. Skyjumper Talon is calling himself. Yes, I'm standing by that till the end of time. Vicky Tori to Skyjumper Talon. No comebacks for you. We now move to Admod Park. This is the MLS on MBN.
Electrify with you, electrify. Electrify with you.
Live from MBN News at Admont Park in beautiful Central City, I'm Elite Neon. Airchester-based Waypoint Group has formed a new air holdings group called Waypoint Air Group. Air Group has acquired a 49% stake in Celina Airlines and has retained Martin Mann as a board member. Deadbush Air Service has been wholly acquired. Waypoint Air Group has left the Stanley Air Alliance. Commissioner Skelly Zofferman has announced the locations of the next 3 Taco Burrito-a-thons. The 16th Taco Burrito-a-thon will be hosted on June 6, 2020 in Canto. The 17th Taco Burrito-a-thon will be hosted on June 21st, 2020, a game which will be geared towards later time zones. The game will be taking place in Scarborough, or Scarborough, depending on who you ask. The 18th Taco Burrito-a-thon will be hosted on July 11, 2020 in Waterville. Applications to sponsor and for participation are already open. In promotion news, Chris Yam is now mayor for the town of Northern Pass. Ex-Tedville is now a councillor for Tedville. Meow 10811 is now member. And Mr. Stack himself, Rocco 6 Alex, is citizen. From MBN News in Central City, I'm Elite Neon. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we're live here in Admont Park, except we're not, because this is a tape recording and OBS is not being cooperative. We're here in Admont Park with the at-home game for Skyjumper Talon and the Cactus River team, and Vicky Posa for the Celina team. Celina had just come off a 4-1 victory in Celina, due to the lack of a Spleef arena in Cactus River. We are going to be broadcasting this game from beautiful Admont Park, just south of Central Park. I'm being corrected by Skyjumper, and he is telling me that that I am incorrect. There is a Spleef arena, and there is no command block. So I continue to make a fool of myself here in Central City. That very much is a Guck moment. Skyjumper Talon is offering to move to the arena in Cactus River, which means that this whole ending would be a moot point. But Vicky Tori is objecting to that, and Skyjumper Talon is okay. So we're here in Central Park, and I've been ranting on for long enough. Are you ready? Vicky is ready. Skyjumper is ready. Okay, they're off. On the road to Rhode Island, the 3rd time I've made that joke in this series, and I will stand by it, unlike most of my other comments here on this stream. Please do not cancel me. And I'll stand by that one too. The trench is I will nuke you. I will nuke you. I did it to Hendon. I'm gonna put my airport there. Coming back to reality, the trench is being across the center, by the center field, and you can't hear my producer, NotShort95, due to technical difficulties. OBS is not being fun, so I am just going to argue with him in absentia from your perspective. Lots of digging here in Admont Park. The ice sheet is very much broken up. We have some spectators remaining here in Admont Park. We are a record attendance of 2 people. Very close calls. A very, very close call there for Skyjumper Talon. Excuse me, Skyjumper Talon and the Celina team. And Skyjumper Talon has knocked himself. He has knocked himself into his own pit after trying to intentionally island. That is a Guck moment. Guck is the new thick. That word starts with a G and not an F. And so the score goes into 0 goes 0-1. Obviously, the water pit here in Admont Park is not as cold as the one in Lockingham Bay, but it still hurts. Both teams are ready, and I'm pointing my bow right at Sans Not Luigi, and they're off. Well, my mouse is not being cooperative. And I have to be quieter because I've just received word that there's a possibility I might wake up some people, so I'm going to be a little quieter. Vicky Pozo, Vicky Tori, really? That is our producer, not sure. That was our producer, not short 925, saying how he will not wake up his father, and even when his father yells at him, he will yell back, "No, you." A true gentleman. The ice. Oh. On other channels, there is a very political argument going on in the P4 channel. P1 in game is usually used for political arguments. However, that has been conquered by the MLS League and the broadcasters, i.e. me, for Spleef use. So P4 is the new P1, and P1 is the new Spleef. I do believe the argument is about communism and religion and government and how all religions are bad. I, of course, am a Catholic, and I do not think all religions are bad. And I will also stand by that. The arena is very broken up here in Admont Park. Vicky Tori is relatively motionless, so is Skyjumper Talon. It is a Spleef game. And, well, so the argument in P4 is just continuing, and it restarted after about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. However, Skyjumper Talon has fallen in to the pit, bringing the score to, I believe, 1-1. Well, this is very embarrassing. I forget the score. Nope, the score is actually 0-2. Well, Skyjumper sums it up best. It is a guck moment. G-U-C-K. Well, I'm seeing it being spelled G-U-C-K, G-I-C-K, G-U-C-K. That just reminds me, we are in CC, so we probably should be using CC. A reminder to our audience, you can't hear the person I'm arguing with. Not sure 925, our producer, is being held up by OBS. Please note that I'm not a completely crazy person. I'm a little bit crazy, but I'm not talking to myself here, and on the penalty of perjury, I'm not talking to myself. Now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Vicky's ready. Skyjumper's ready. The Shadow Point starts going. Let's roll. Oh, and that's another point. That's another point for Celina, bringing a match point. This could be a blank out. Again, the argument in P4 is very much raging. Skyjumper's ready. Vicky's ready. The Shadow Point starts being queued. The bow, which is actually named after a Smith & Wesson revolver, is running. And they're off. This is match point for Celina. Score is 0-4. Zero to 3, excuse me, match point. I'm being distracted by the argument in P4. Reiterating the points from P4, Poland is a very Catholic country, as am I, but they are also a member of NATO, and they are in the EU.
Yo,
so for all
guys,
purposes,
Neon is my
they are
favorite country.
the
Because he's a Catholic.
and are the West.
Neon's my favorite country because it's a Catholic country. Because... Never mind.
And Skyjumper Talon is saying never mind. So we're back at a stalemate here. It's a standoff with stalemate. Lots of S words, but not the bad one. Lots of good things. A trench is running from the western side of the field down to the southeast corner. Administrator Cerna, formerly known as Mike Fisher, is joining the game. The physical game and not the Spleef game. Skyjumper Talon making the offensive move, but it fails as both players are still standing. A new trench is being dug from the south to the north. McGuinn is complaining in general chat that there's a problem with the teleports to Sunshine Coast from the Welcome Center. We're doing everything Not Short. Our producer Not Short. Our producer Not Short is complaining that I'm also narrating the chat, and I'm about to also narrate the news. Insert some audible groans from our producer. I'm being told by our producer that the news was supposed to go in between games, so we're going to tape that later. Oh, and the point goes to Celina. Celina has won the game 4-0 in a wipeout blankout. Skyjumper Talon is complaining about how he is very bad at Spleef. Don't worry, Skyjumper, I'm worse. I am...
For a moment. Imagine...
Yes. This is a GUCC moment. And I do believe that is it for us here in beautiful Admont Park.
I'm Not Short 925. Thank you for watching Major League Spleef on MBN. These games between Celina and Cactus River, as well as a game earlier between Celina and Sandsvik, were all scrapped from being broadcast live due to technical issues. We are hoping to have these technical issues resolved by this weekend so we can have more Major League Spleef action brought to you live here on MBN. So on behalf of everyone here at MRT Broadcasting Network, we thank you for watching, and we hope to see you for more Major League Spleef streams in the future. We are streaming as many games as possible, and we will try and cover half the playoffs when the Shovelers Cup playoffs come around in a few months. But until the next game, I'm Not Short 925. Special thanks to Elite Neon once again for commentating all the games that were posted on our YouTube channel today. I'm Not Short 925 from NBN Sports, and we hope to see you again for another Major League Spleef broadcast very soon.